So welcome back, guys. This is Madhav PVL, and today we are going to discuss about graphs and data structures. So the graphs in data structures are as same as the graphs in mathematics, but here the graphs are used for some real life examples uh, because the data structures is used for solving some real life examples, right? So in data structures, graphs is one of the most important topic in which is used to just solve the real life applications, such as we can just estimate the graphs of the Facebook traffic data, or we can just estimate the graphs of YouTube. So the graphs are used for various purposes in our daily life. So the graphs is one of the important topic in data structures. So today we are going to discuss about introduction to data structures are very few topics. So okay, now graphs and DS. So basically what are graphs? So a graph is a non-linear data structure which is consisting of nodes and edges. The nodes are sometimes also referred to as a vertices, and the edges and lines or arcs that connect any two in the graph. So basically graphs is nothing but the graphs are of different types. But here we are going to discuss about two types of graphs. So graph is nothing but they are non-linear data structures in which are used to just representing the data. So the graph basic definition of a graph. So the path is nothing but the sequence of the vertices. So the path is nothing but the sequence of the vertices which were followed in this graph. So in a graph, the path which is followed by a sequence of vertices is known as a path, which for if one node follows its next vertex, then that following is known as the path. So this is one of the important thing which we need to know. And the graph representation will be of two types. There are sequential representation and linked list representation. So let me just open my paint. So first we need to just know the sequential representation. So firstly, sequential representation is nothing but representation in matrix form. So in matrix form, if we are going to just represent the data, then it is known as a sequential representation. So let me just draw a graph, basic graph. So this is A, this is B, this is C, this is D, and this is E. So let me just join this. So after joining this, so this is very easy if we are having a good grip in mathematics. So this is a very basic application of a mathematics. So now we need to just draw a matrix like this: A, B, C, D, and then we need to draw it here also: A, B, C, D. So yeah, now we need to just insert the elements here. So now we can just see here, are we having any path to just reach A by itself? So now we are drawing a path to travel to itself, but now it's not there, right? So in the past graph, it's not there. So we need to just place a zero here. So we need to just place a zero here. So A to B, there is a path. Now A to B, there is a path. How we can just say there is a path? As we can see, there is an edge between A and B. As there is no particular direction, it is a bidirectional. So we can just say like A can just travel to B, that is A can just travel to B, whereas B can also travel to A. So we can just say like that. So with this, If we are having a chance for traveling to one node to one another, then we need to just place that value as 1. And then A to C, there is no chance of moving, so that is 0. And then A to D, there is a chance, and D to A is also chance. So I am placing it as a 1. So it is completed now, and we are going to write it for B. And for B to A, it is possible, so 1. B to B is not possible, so 0. And then B to C is also possible, that is 1. And then B to D is also possible, that is 1. And then C. So C to A is not possible, that is 0. C to B is possible, that is 1. So C to C is not possible, that is 0. C to D is also not possible, that is 0. So D to A is possible, that is 1, and D to B is possible, that is 1, and D to C is not possible, that is 0. And then finally D to D is also not possible, that is 0. So this is for undirectional graph, undirected graph. So this is for undirected graph, as we are not having any proper directions. So the directed graph is nothing but, if we just place this here, and if you are going to just give some directions like this, now we need to just perform another thing here. A, B, C, D, and then here also A, B, C, D. Now we are going to just insert the elements. A to A, again it is not possible. And A to B it is possible, because here we can just see there is an arrow mark only to one direction. So we can just only travel from A to B. B to A is not possible. So we are going to write 1 here. And then A to C we are going to write 0. And then A to D we are going to write 1. As we can just see, there is only a unidirectional. And then now we are going to write for B. So B, we can just travel to C only one thing. So B to A is not possible, 0, as we can just see only one direction from A to B. So B to A is not possible. B to B is also not possible. B to C is possible, but B to D is not possible. And C to A is not possible. C to B is also not possible. C to C is also not possible. C to D is also not possible. D to A is also not possible. D to B is possible. D to C is not possible. D to D is not possible. And this is known as directed graph. So this is undirected graph, and this is directed graph. So this is a sequential representation of a graph. Now we are going to discuss about linked representation. So what is linked representation? Linked representation is nothing but representing the same data in the form of a linked list. So that is known as a linked representation. So now I am just placing like this. So now we can just see here, if we just take any element here in this, if we just try to take any node in this data, so the number of edges it is having is known as a linked list. So basically for A, we are having a chance for traveling to B and also D. So how to represent it in a linked list form? So A can be represented like this, and then we need to just represent it with an arrow, and then we had a chance for traveling to B and then D. We can just represent with each. So this is a basic thing for an undirect graph. So for B, it is traveling from, it can just travel to A and also to D. And then for C, it can just travel to B and also E. For E, it can just travel from D and also C. For D, it can travel to E, B, A. So this is a linked list representation. We can just represent it in the form of a linked list, that is, as we can see above here. So in this manner, we can just represent this. So this is for undirected graph. Now we are going to do it for a directed graph. So let me just copy it from here. So for directed graph, as we can just see, for A, we can draw only for B and also for D. For B, we can draw for C only. For C, we can draw for E only. For D, we can draw only for B. For E, we can draw only for D. So in this manner, we can just draw the linked list for directed graph. And one of the most important thing which we have just forgotten to represent, so that is weight graph. So weight graph is another concept. So let me just increase this size. So weight graph is another concept that is nothing but so this is also of two types. So undirected graph can be here. So we need to just pass on some values. So I will just pass here 10, 12, and then 0. So with this, we can just draw like this in the form of a matrix, or in the form, sorry, in the form of matrix only it is possible. And then A, B, C, D. So A to A it is 0, A to B it is 1, A to C it is 0, and A to D it is 10, and B to A it is 1, so B to B it is 0, B to C it is 12, and B to D it is nothing, so 1, as it is having that chance to just travel, we need to just place it as a 1. And then for C, C to A is not possible, 0. C to B is 12. C to C is 0. C to D is 0. So for D is D to A 10, D to B 1, D to C 0, D to E D to D it is 0. So in this way, we can just represent it. So this is a weight graph. So if we are having a proper grip on the mathematics, so we can just, graphs is a very easy thing in which we can just solve. So thank you for watching. So this is a basic concept of graphs. Thank you.